Hi everybody, it's Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for the Lovely Lavender Paper Pumpkin Kit with my first alternate. This was our kit from January. Here's the first card we're going to make. We are going to use one of the tags. We've got some scrap white, and our base is a 8.5 by 5.5 Highland Heather and a 5.25 by 4 Gorgeous Grape. So the first thing we're going to do is fold our base in half at 4.25, or you can score it and fold it, but burnish on your fold real good. Then I'm going to take my tag and I'm going to cut the tag off. So we want to cut it right along the foil part. And then we'll deal with this part later. Go ahead, we're going to glue this piece onto our Gorgeous Grape and then run it through our Painted Posies embossing folder. So hang on while I do that. All right, once you've run it through, you can go ahead and trim off any excess. Sometimes it just helps if I trim off pieces like that after I'm all set. So then we can go ahead and glue this on the front. Don't necessarily overdo the glue so that it's squeezing out the sides, but make sure that you get enough on these flat spots so that it has a good, with this Posies, Painted Posies folder, it is such a deep impression that you're limited on how much space is actually available to adhere to the card. So we're going to stick that on right there, like so. Open it up and press it again. Now you'll see for the front that, oh, I forgot to put it in. I'm deviating from what is in the kit. I don't normally like to do that for you guys so that you can see exactly what can be done with the kit, but I needed some other types of cards, so I got out my perennial postage stamp set, which coordinates with the lavender suite, and that coordinates with this kit. So I'm using the Sending Love and Best Wishes stamp from that. I'm going to stamp our words. A little bit crooked. Let me see if I can straighten that up a smidge. I want to put it like this, but I don't believe that that is. Maybe it is. Let's just stamp one. Nope, that's crooked. So I'm just going to go with this first one. We're going to cut that out. And we need this roughly, you can do it whatever size stamp you're using. So I'm going to go with 1 3/5 by 1 1/8. 1 5/8 by 1 1/8. Let's get our little trimmer out. We need to go let's trim this up a little bit first. So now we can go 1 5/8 by 1 1/8. And I mounted that on some Highland Heather. And we will do this at 1.5 by 1 and did I just do 1.5? Lord, you guys, I'm totally spacing if I was going on the 1/8 or the 1/4. So let's go to 1 3/4. So we did that on the 8th. I've spent a lot of time the last couple days trying to get these squared away. And now I'm having trouble remembering what I did, which doesn't make sense. So then I'm going to pop that up in the center. And now if you have the butterflies from the suite, this is where I got this from. I'm going to put that down a little bit. It's these paper butterfly accents. And then I'm just going to grab this one that came undone. Now you can also color on these. You can color them, you can blend them, you can just sponge on them, do whatever to give them color, but I want to use it in white. And then I'm just going to put a little bit, let's see which way. I think I want this one. I'm going to fly this way this time. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of dimensional on that in a couple different spots so that I got to trim them down so that I have enough to cover the area, but not to stick out. You don't want it sticking out between the wings and stuff. So I'm going to put another piece up here. Actually, this one might fit up there. No, I got to cut it in half. Stick that one up there. And we will stick this other one over here. Looks like a big spot to hold it. So then I'm just going to set it down just like this. And then we're done with the outside. And then for the inside, see what I've got there. I'm going to take my tag and I am going to cut right up to the foil and cut very carefully, be gentle so that you don't pop it out of there. And you know what? I'm just thinking that my other step I'm going to do next, I'm going to do now. All right, so take your scrap paper that you brought over. There it is. So we're going to take our glue and we're going to glue. I'm going to hold it up to the light and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around where we're going to cut. Don't put it on the tag. Just put it around where we're going to cut. Like this. And don't put it on this edge. It'll just be too thick. You can if you want, but it'll just be too thick. So now we can cut a little bit easier. We can cut around and cut off. It's not quite as delicate. Cut off up to the foil. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, now when you get to the sides, keep this intact, but cut off at the corner and the top, not that far side. So it's going to look like this. Then we're going to bring in our trimmer, scorer, however you score, and we're going to score as close up to that foil as we can get. Just give that a score. Then fold it. And burnish on your fold. All right, so I trimmed that down a little bit because there's pros and cons to doing what I told you to do by gluing the white on there first. My sample, I glued the white on after, but it's up to you. I thought it was a little flimsy to work with without the white on there, so I put it on first this time. But when I did that, just make sure that you're able to get your fold on that side. So now we just want to pop out our little center there. Pop just a smidge of the tag up. Don't release the whole thing. Just pop a little piece of it up so that you can get some string through there. Then with the string in your kit, do your best to pop a little bit of that off so you can get the string under there. We're going to cut our string off. I just tied a little knot in there. Try and walk it all the way down to the base. Pull it tight, not too tight. You don't want to rip your tag. And then cut them off however long you want to cut them off. If they're going to get in the way when your card closes, that's why I cut mine off a little bit there. They were kind of in the way, sticking out. So we'll see when I get closer. Then I took the dies, coordinating dies for this kit and the next three. So this frame goes with all of them. This one is supposed to be for January. This one's for February, and this one's for March. I do believe that's how it goes. And I'm just going to pop out my love. And I'm going to glue it to the front. I'm going to use just little bits of glue. So that it isn't soupy, sticking all over the place. If yours is like mine, sometimes the white just, or the liquid glue, likes to just come out on its own. And then I just glued that on there like that. You could use the love from the kit. That would work fine as well. I just did this. So now we're going to take our piece and we're going to glue along this folded edge. We're going to figure out where we want to put it on our card, what looks like center, or actually measure center if you like. Fold it up and then make sure that it's up against the edge. And kind of pinch it closed. You could glue it onto the back if you prefer. And then now I came in with my inside white. That is 4 by 5 1/4, and I just glued that in place. Now if you want to stamp something inside, be sure and stamp before you glue it down. Just in case it's not straight, you can flip it over and do it again. You can make this piece a little bigger also so that it goes up a little closer to this edge. But there we have it. There's our first card. Pull these inward. And like I say, you might want to cut them off so that they don't stick out. And there's our first card. I'll be back again.